You hit play on a video, and it just works. But have you ever wondered what's really going on behind the screen? Well, there's a hidden, high-stakes battle being fought every single second against the one thing we all hate, buffering. So today, let's pull back the curtain and meet the team of smart technologies that make seamless streaming a reality.
This thing. We've all been there, right? Staring into the abyss of the spinning wheel of doom, just waiting for our show to catch up. It is the universal symbol of internet frustration. But to understand how we beat this, we first need to get a handle on the fundamental currency of video quality. And it all starts with something called bitrate.
So, first up is bitrate. The easiest way to think about it is as the raw material, the budget, that we have to work with to create the picture you see on your screen.
So what is it really? Bitrate is simply the amount of data we're allowed to spend for each second of video. The more data, or the higher the bitrate, the more potential you have for amazing detail and quality. It's literally the digital budget we give the video encoder to pay for the picture.
This painter analogy just explains it perfectly. A high bitrate is like giving a master painter a totally unlimited supply of ink. They can capture every fine detail, every little subtle shade of color. But a low bitrate, oof, that's like giving them a single thick crayon and telling them to go ahead and recreate the Mona Lisa. They're forced to simplify everything, and a whole lot of detail just gets lost.
Okay, so if bitrate is the budget, the next big question is, how do you spend that budget wisely, especially when it's a really tight one? Well, that's where the brains of the whole operation come in, the smart encoder.
Look, having a low bitrate is a huge constraint. It's a massive challenge. But a truly smart encoder can still create a surprisingly good-looking video by being incredibly efficient with every single bit it has. This whole process of making these intelligent choices is called rate distortion optimization, or RDO for short.
Think of the encoder like a really smart shopper at the grocery store. It has a limited budget. That's our bitrate. It looks at the options. You got the beautiful organic tomato. It's the highest quality, but man, it's expensive. The standard one is still pretty good and a whole lot cheaper. And then there's the bruised one. Super cheap, but the quality as well, not great. The encoder's job is to fill its cart for the best possible meal without going over budget.
And this is the actual rule it follows. For every tiny little block of the video, it calculates a cost. Distortion is the quality pain. How much visual information are we going to lose? Rate is the price. How many bits is this choice going to cost me? RDO's job is to find the absolute perfect balance between that pain and that price for thousands of decisions every single second.
And this is the key. For every single part of that image, the encoder runs this lightning-fast shopping calculation. It looks at all its options, it calculates the pain versus the price for each one, and then, boom, it picks the absolute best value. That's how modern videos can look so good, even on a really tight bitrate budget.
Okay, so we have this beautifully encoded file, right? It was created by a smart encoder spending its budget perfectly. But now we face the final hurdle, actually getting that file to you over the wild, unpredictable highway that is the internet.
Let's face it, our internet connections are not stable. I mean, one moment you have this super fast connection, and the next, someone in your house starts a huge download and your speed just plummets. Trying to push a high-quality file down a slow pipe, well, that's the perfect recipe for that buffering wheel we all hate.
So the solution is actually ingenious. It's called adaptive bitrate streaming, or ABR. Instead of trying to send one single giant video file, the system adapts in real time to whatever your internet connection can handle at that exact moment.
Here's how it works. Before a video ever gets to you, it's encoded into multiple versions. A beautiful 4K version with a high bitrate budget, a 1080p version with a medium budget, a 720p one with a lower budget, and so on. This whole stack of options is called the encoding ladder.
This is where the video player on your device becomes the hero, acting like a smart driver. First, it measures your internet speed. Then, it requests a little chunk of video from the highest rung on that ladder that you can safely handle. And this is the crucial part. It never stops monitoring. If your connection slows down, it seamlessly switches to a lower quality chunk to avoid buffering. If it speeds up, it moves right back up the ladder for better quality. Pretty cool, right?
So we have these three really powerful concepts. Let's take a second and see how they all work together as the ultimate anti-buffering team.
It really just comes down to this. Bitrate is the budget.
RDO, our smart shopper, is the brain that spends that budget perfectly to create the best possible video files for that encoding ladder. And ABR, the smart delivery driver, is the one that chooses the right file from that ladder for you at that exact moment.
This quote from the source material just sums it up perfectly. It's a partnership. You've got a smart encoder making a whole range of excellent options, and then a smart player on your device picking the perfect one to give you a smooth, high-quality experience. That is the magic behind modern video streaming.
So the next time you hit play and that video starts instantly, you'll know about the incredible dance happening between budget, intelligence, and adaptation behind the scenes. But it makes you wonder, with buffering largely solved, what's the next great frontier? Lower latency? Even higher quality? The engineering challenge? Well, it never stops.